Welcome to Stoughton Media Access Corporation's Community Forum Show. Today we have a very serious subject. Usually I start by saying it's my pleasure to bring you a show, but today it's really quite different. We're going to have a show today about human trafficking, and that's a worldwide problem that we haven't really addressed. And by we, I mean all of us in the world, or it wouldn't be happening. I have two wonderful guests. They're very passionate about this subject. My first guest is, I think it's Juri Love, and accompanying her is Adeola Olafikun.
Yes.
And both of them are just amazing women in that they're devoting their lives to helping to uncover and to make a difference on this particular topic. So maybe we could start with Juri. So Juri, tell us a little bit about what got you interested, and then we'll talk about the summit that you're trying to get the public to have some awareness about.
Sure. So my name is Juri Love. I'm a Foxboro Rotary Club Rotarian.
Okay.
And I got inducted in 2017.
Okay.
And I'm in the international committee and the community committee, but part of the international committee, we are doing this human trafficking summit in April. But quick personal story is I'm a survivor of child sex abuse from my father, and I really felt trapped growing up from my father. So I was not exactly trafficked, but I really know how you feel when you are violated when you're a child, and then there's no advocacy and then help. So when I heard about this project, I really felt passionate about making a difference in awareness and bringing that to the community.
Good. And we also want to thank the Rotarians in Foxboro for taking a special interest and sort of devoting their time as well.
Absolutely. We work so hard. This is actually about 1 year project since the initiative of this committee. So we put a lot of efforts and time to it.
So let's introduce Adeola.
Yes.
And Adeola, could you maybe tell us a little bit about the summit? When is it, by the way?
It's April 25th.
April 25th?
2019, yes.
Yeah. And where is it going to be?
At number 1 School Street at Foxboro Center.
Oh yeah, right in the theater that's
the
there.
theater, yeah,
Yes.
the Orpheum Theater.
And that's and it's actually called the Marilyn
Rodman
Performing
Center.
Arts
Yes.
Center.
Yes.
And so now have they been gracious enough to let you use the space? Is that how that works?
Yes, they've been doing so well with us for our event. So, and this Human Trafficking Summit event is, a huge one, and they're so, they're so welcoming. And they want to participate, and they want to encourage us to do it and make the public know what is going on. So they are so willingly to open the place for us to use that day.
So what's driving sort of your compassion around this issue?
Yeah, it's like Juri said, it's a very big issue around the world, and the experience I know of my cousin, and she was trafficked locally in my country, and they don't really call it a trafficking thing, but indirectly that's what is going on, because when you're forced into child labor, you're forced into going to a strange house to go and work, without your consent. They don't allow you to go to school. They don't allow you to do what others are doing, other children are doing.
What age group are we talking about?
About 11 years old, 12 years old. Of a child, a girl child, and and sexually abused by the people, by the parents, the people that employed her, and the children of the people that employed her. Multiple sexual abuse, and thereby resulting in pregnancy, and they had to send her packing of the house, and that really destroyed her life totally. As a younger age, this fistula disease, she had it because she was still underage to have a baby at that time, and she lost the baby eventually, and that caused so many medical issues for her, and and this is what is going on all around the world. It's a huge thing. It's a huge disease eating people up. That you don't open your eyes to say it. Human trafficking is the new gold crime business for people. They don't they are making so much money in that crime, and we need to make people know this and stop it. We need to stop it, and we need to work towards it. The awareness is really, really important, and that's why we're bringing it out for people to know.
Good. And Juri, maybe you have some statistics that you might be able to share. Like, I think a lot of us sort of live in a cocoon. I'm speaking for myself. I shouldn't say us like everybody, but for me, I'm not fully aware at all of the extent of this. So give me some numbers, some statistics a little about how many people roughly are involved, and does it injure like 10 people in a million, or do you know what I mean? What is the numbers?
I think it's statistics are 30 to 40 million people who are trafficked right now.
40 million people? That's almost an unfathomable number. So that ties into why it's the new gold.
Yes.
Because there's so much money to be made.
Yes.
How are they? What are they doing? How are they making money? I mean, what other ways? So you first, and then you.
Okay. So the one they do that makes so much money is the sex trafficking, and whereby they take underage girls out of from anywhere, traffic them to places and make people come and have sex with them, and the people in charge gets paid the money, and that is a huge thing, making money for them. That's by the way. And another one is the organ trafficking. What they do is get a camp for women, for underage girls between the ages of 10, 15. Get a camp for them, get them pregnant. So when they get the baby, when they give birth to the baby, there's a midwife there, local midwife there, in there with them. The camp is usually in the bush, like where no one can notice, where no one can go. So when they get them impregnated, and the time after 9 months for delivery, they take their babies, sell their babies to people, and harvest their organs of the babies. And
so they harvest
they harvest the organs of the babies. So, and that can go on to one girl, that can go on for about 10 times, 10 times, just getting her impregnated.
That's 9 years. So
yes.
That's 10 times.
Yes.
It's not 10 times like.
Exactly.
I know, it's years and years.
Years and years goes by, until maybe they escape and find a way out, or they die, because along the line when they try to escape, they get killed, and other stuff. So it's a devastating thing. It's ugly.
Wow. And now you've also involved the students at Foxboro High School, right? So Foxboro Rotarians, and then the students. Tell me a little bit about that, and about the, as a matter of fact, we could ask Roy to put up a couple of the screenshots that show the human trafficking right there, and the kids at the school. I say kids, but the students, let's say, they actually designed these?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. We are from Foxboro, and then we have Foxboro High School, which is a public school. They have an art department, and the senior student of art department took initiative. It's called Senior Inc. Yeah. And then they had worked with this graphics, and so they have posters, they have a flyer, they have a social media team.
Okay.
And they have been working on this project since last year.
I think there's a couple more, Roy, you could show me. Yeah. So this
so
one
that's a logo that they came up with.
It's a logo, and they're trying to lock down this human trafficking, I think, and that's somebody's a real good representation of that.
Yes.
And so it's a global thing, happening all over the world.
And then here's a representation of the amount of human trafficking going on, and they're talking about 40.3 million victims of human trafficking globally. It's just an astounding number.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and then this is another flyer that they came up with.
So it's the modern day slavery.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And there's so much money to be made, and that's what's making it sort of have like legs, or have an ability to stay. It's just a money-driven
because
industry. It's hard to call that an industry, but calling people an industry is just awful.
Like I've heard it's a multi-billion-dollar criminal industry. So it's a lot of money made in unfortunate situation.
And you find those companies employing cheap laborers, you know, and cheap laborers for their products, and you know, all of it is human trafficking. You know, they are taking in human and, you know, paying them little for the massive labor they impute in the company. So there.
Now you have some speakers, right, that are going to be at the summit. Now, would you again remind the audience? So when is it again, so they can get it?
Yes, it's April 25th. It's Thursday night.
Okay.
And then door opens at 6:30.
Okay, what does it cost?
7 to 9. Free.
It's free.
Free. Okay,
Yes.
so the audience
Absolutely
could know.
free.
It won't
Yes.
cost you anything.
No.
Just maybe take some time out of your schedule. Maybe you don't have to stay the whole 2 hours, but come in and just kind of make yourself aware that this much of this is going on.
Yes, and then we have a fantastic 4 speakers at our event, and
Okay.
they are experts of the human trafficking. And then one particularly, I'm gonna just read off from this flyer. Nikki Bell, who's a director of LIFT organization, she's actually a survivor of the trafficking.
Live in freedom together, as I recall, right? Yes.
Captain Pi Downsboro,
Yeah.
and she's a Mass State Police commander of High Risk Victim Unit and Department. And then I think Nikki and then Captain had worked together before in Worcester area.
Yep.
And then Sister Margaret Mayer, Medical Missionary Mary, she was a medical doctor in a lot of countries in Africa. And then now she is doing Medical Missionary Mary. And then Joan Barry is a board member of My Life, My Choice. So we have a powerful speakers, and each speaker would have about 10-15 minutes of each subject, and then we have Q&A, and then also at the end we have a panel discussion and a Q&A from the audience. So it'll be very educational awareness, and then action items will be provided by each speakers.
So what do you hope to accomplish with this, Adeola? If this were to come out as a perfect event for Foxboro Rotarians, what would put a smile on your face?
To see people, you know, get aware of what is going on, and, you know, to make use of those action items. You know, we'll be providing for them, you know, the contacts of people to call, you know, the police when they see something, they say it out, you know. So the awareness basically is what we are driving at, and how to prevent it. Yep. You know, not buying cheap products. You know, because when you
that's sort of the end of that.
Yes,
you got to take
cycle.
it in totality of the cycle. Absolutely.
Yes.
So
and encourage people, you know, to speak out.
Good. And there's a website, I think you told me, was it Polaris.org? Well, tell me about that. Polaris Project.
Yeah.
Okay, and that has a lot of information.
Yes, about human trafficking.
About human trafficking.
Human rights.
I really love that you've tied together the idea that it's not this sort of it feels like an amorphous devil's design, but it's really much tighter than that, because when you know that you're getting a product that can't be produced for such a low money, there's a good chance that there's something else going on in the background.
Yes.
And they seem to have incorporated more than one evil into the way things are done.
Yes, yes.
But when we talk about human trafficking, I think it has different layers and different aspects to it, not just the child labor, but, you know, sex trafficking, but child sex trafficking, and then the organ, like harvesting organs. So there are many aspects in human trafficking. So we're not just talking about the sex trafficking only, but the event will really educate us, then bring awareness to our community, which is very a topic that not so many people want to talk about, but it's very important to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable thing at all.
No,
it's not.
No, and you almost don't know about it, right?
Correct.
So the goal of the summit, so it doesn't cost anything, just come down and maybe listen to the speakers,
yes.
and kind of get your head around this very difficult thing that is a product of the way the world is today, right?
Yes. And I think one of our speakers, for example, Joan Barry, he attended some of the human trafficking talk, and an educational event. And I believe that inspired her to be a board member of this organization that she's going to come talk about. And I think in overall, there's a really good story that I've heard. There's a staff at the gas station, and then this female staff saw this girl running into the store and asking to use bathroom, and she was trafficked, but she didn't know that she was trafficked. And then she just wrote something, "I need help." So that clerk, the staff knew about the trafficking issues, so she locked her in the bathroom and then called the police so the trafficker, the guy in the car, wouldn't get her. So then police came and arrested the guy. So that's kind of a perfect example of how civilians can be alert and aware, and how can we help. And I know there's one trafficker on an airplane that I saw on YouTube, that flight attendant noticed that something is weird. So she actually asked her to use the staff bathroom where she left a note. And then she said to the girl, "Write something." And then she said, "I need help." So quietly, because the guy was next to her, so the flight attendant called the captain, and the captain contacted the ground, and then the police came and arrested the guy before they,
So wonderful
reported.
alert person that helped maybe changed an entire person and a family, because everybody's connected.
Yes.
A family's life
you just
too.
don't know. It's right under your nose on the airplane. Maybe somebody next to you sitting, and then in the car. You never know.
And the hotels,
Wow.
Yeah. It's happening all around.
I'm going to read the announcements now, and when we
Okay.
come back, I want to talk about where is this happening. I mean, we kind of think of it as, oh, that's in Africa, or that's in China, but it's right here
Right under
too.
your nose.
Yeah, so if we could get the announcements up, I'll give them a quick read, and then we'll come back to our wonderful
Hi, this is
guests.
Roy Cohen. The crew would like to thank Maxie's Delicatessen, located at 117 Sharon Street in Stoughton. You can reach them by calling 781-341-1662. The American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatments. You can volunteer by calling 1-800-ACS-6662 or online at www.cancer.org. Ilse Mark's Food Pantry and St. Anthony's Free Market is located at 2 Park Avenue in Stoughton. For more information, call Christine Gallagher at 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. To get involved with Meals on Wheels, call Jessica at 781-344-8882, extension 2. The Stoughton Penny Saver. Our business is advertising your business. They're located at 27 Rose Glen Street in Stoughton. To advertise, call 781-344-4833. Community Forum showtimes here in Stoughton. You can see it on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6 p.m., Monday at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m., either on Comcast Channel 9 or Verizon Channel 28. If you have any comments or suggestions, contact us at communityforum1@yahoo.com. Samaritans, 41 West Street, 4th floor in Boston, Massachusetts, 02111, or call them at 617-536-2460. The 24-hour helplines, 877-870-HOPE or 877-870-4673. Samaritans, 800-252-TEEN or 800-252-8336, or online www.samaritans.hope.org. For you bingo players, I want to tell you about the Monday Night Bingo being held at the Ahava Torah Congregation, 1179 Central Street in Stoughton. The doors open at 4:30 p.m. The games start at 6:30 p.m. You come on down and win some money. They have 2 big prizes. One is $1,199 and the other one is up to $3,000. So come on down.
Our guests, but before we do, the Stoughton Lions Club has a special annual golf tournament. Cedar Hill Golf Course, 1137 Park Street, Stoughton. It's a wonderful little par 3 golf course. Contact Walter Pashley. Walter runs the tournament there, 781-408-1248, or pashley@gmail.com for an email. And again, we're here trying to bring awareness to the Human Trafficking Summit on Thursday, April 25th, 7 to 9 p.m. over in Foxboro Center at the Maryland Rodman Performing Arts Center, 1 School Street, Foxboro. It's free, right? But it's hosted by the wonderful Foxboro Rotarians, the Foxboro Rotary Club, and we have a couple of their members right now. They also have a Facebook page, and you can check it online, polarisproject.org. So we're back here with Juri Love in Adeola. And Adeola, if you had like 3 things that that people could take away from this event, give me like the top 1 or 2.
Awareness.
Awareness.
Yes, of the whole issue, of the whole global issue of human trafficking that is right under there, is right under their nose.
And it affected your family too.
Yes, a member of my family, yes.
Yeah.
So the prevention, and the resources, the contact people they need to call,
Right.
if they see anything, the direct contact of people they need to call. So we're going to put that to them at the summit.
Oh, very good. And Juri, with yourself, what, like, if you could just say, I would really hope that, fill out that sentence.
I would hope that people would feel comfortable talking about this uncomfortable issue and just educate themselves and then being aware of what's going on. And action items will be in the program, and then learn from the experts about this very modern-day slavery issues.
Okay, so we have a few minutes left. Maybe you guys, with your experience, how would you start a conversation with somebody that you had a concern with? Like, what would be like a starting sentence? Like, what would you do? Like,
it's really interesting because talking about Human Trafficking Summit itself, we have an event at the in Foxboro on April 25th. That just like start the conversation, and I've never had this much conversation about human trafficking because of the event and like today as well.
okay.
Yeah.
So basically, if you just can tell people or ask people to attend,
Yes.
and then
it's free event.
Talk about, maybe there'll be, I imagine the speakers will talk about warning signs. Someone will be saying, like, if you see or hear this,
Yes.
then pay attention, maybe listen a little better.
Yes.
Yeah? Good.
Yes.
What other things do you want us to hit before we end the show? What sort of things have we missed?
Yeah, there'll be a Facebook Live for the event for those people that can make it. They can't make it to the event, so there'll be a Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can at the Rotary Club Facebook page.
Okay.
There'll be a live stream for that
live
day.
stream of the event.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you happen to have other commitments or you're traveling, you could live stream and see the whole thing and hear the speakers.
Yes.
Or if you're in Pennsylvania or California
Ohio,
or in different countries.
And you can ask questions, throw questions to us on Facebook stream, and we'll gladly answer them.
So what you call it's a cycle all the way around.
Yes.
What do you think are some stopping mechanisms that we could employ?
It's a really tough question, Steve. This is very rooted problems in our society right now, and it actually, I really don't have an answer. But I always tell people, some statistics shows each perpetrator carries 6 victims. So rather than focusing on the victims, why can't we focus on preventing the crime and then preventing the perpetrator to be continuing to do this? So that's really a big topic, and I really don't know the answer. So I'm actually really looking forward to hearing our speakers and then bringing their experts and then educate us on this subject.
Wow. Good. That's it gives you a pause, like in life, to just. I mean, so many of us are just you go paycheck to paycheck and job to job, and you check on your own kids, but you don't think about how much less lucky people that are victimized by this.
Yes, and some people, you know, they are being cajoled or they are being deceived on the internet, because that is what is happening these days. You just go online, you see people, you know, in the dating site, and they like you, and you don't know they are traffickers, they are perpetrators, you know, of those sorts. And you know, there's so many modeling agency right now that they take people, they take young girls. You know, young girls wouldn't tell their parents that they're going for something like that. You know, they sneak out of the house, but unfortunately, they are going into the hands of those people trafficking them. So the awareness, you know, parents need to know this and inform their children. This is what is happening. You don't just meet strangers online and, you know, go with them or go after them. So it's a really huge thing for everybody to know about.
So I like that, though, a strong emphasis on really watching the internet as its role in this.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And also Nikki Bell, actually, she goes out inside of the female prison and then educate the female prisoners that a lot of times there's a really false system in the prison system that anyone in America can send money to their account. So a lot of pimps send money because when they get out, they only get $50 allowance.
Yes.
So then the pimp would make their account kind of rich.
So they found so many ways to get into people's minds.
Yeah, they write letters to the girls. So Nikki actually goes in and educate these girls to not listen to them and then not get groomed by the pimps. But it's a big issue in our society.
I want to thank you both. I also want to thank our audience for watching, and thanks for giving us your time, and thank you to Stoughton Media Access Corporation as well.